Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Birushana, continuing Shungen's route. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, from the roof above, I heard the faint patter of raindrops. The storm's coming. Yet, despite the uncertainty of what lay ahead, as long as I had Shungen's hand to hold, something to hope for. And like our hands, our fates were now forever joined. I would go with Shungen, no matter what. Oh, right, yeah, our brother's gonna try to kill us. His brother, our brother, whatever, I don't know. Our brother. Oh god, are we... Okay, chapter 10 and 11 went really fast. I was not expecting Shungen's chapter 12 at this point. I really did... Okay. So, originally, like, several parts ago, I was like, oh, we're gonna wrap this up a lot sooner than I thought. And then I went, oh wait, we still have 3 chapters to go. And now we're back to... We might wrap this up a lot sooner than I expected. For Shungen's route, anyway. I doubt we'll get the ending in this part, but like maybe in the next part, and unless chapter 12 takes a long time. Okay, all right. Anyway. Mountain road near Yamato-no-Kuni. Yamato-no-Kuni, a historical name for present-day Nara Prefecture. Nara is a lot easier than Yamato-no-Kuni. Or is it Yamato-no-Kuni? Yamato-no-Kuni? Maybe. Anyway. Look, I don't know where to put the emphasis sometimes on words, so. Hey, did you hear? Apparently Spacey and Shungen were in some sort of trouble in the capital. Tsunetane Chiba's messenger brought strange information, right? I don't know all the details, but I heard that the two of them will be taken in by His Highness after the war. And you're saying those two are going to get promoted above Lord Yoritomo? I don't believe that. You never know. Maybe they've been blinded by power. Either way, if this keeps up, it's war. Takatsuna's like, we're Takatsuna. We're making him depressed. What is it, Takatsuna? Nothing. Did the army in Kyoto leave the capital already? Yes, they should be marching a few days ahead of us. Since this is a naval battle, they're going to set up and maintain the navy in preparation for our arrival and pop a hole in your boat. I mean, what? Nothing? Why would we do that? We wouldn't, but, you know. You spoke to the navy of Watanabe, Kono, and Kumano already, didn't you? They'll be able to help us. Watanabe, Kono, and Kumano, yeah. Kumano, Benkei's childhood home, located in parts of current-day Wakayama, Mie, and Nara prefectures. Oh, Benkei's home, that's cute. But I hope it all works out. What's that? Spacey and Shungen's story seems to have leaked, and there are rumors spreading through the military. Yeah, everyone's kind of skeptical, but I can tell they're anxious. You spoke to some of the generals about it yesterday, right? Katsuna, don't you dare doubt us. Yes. In fact, some have suggested that we should preemptively dissociate ourselves from Shungen and the others. What? But why? The two of them haven't officially decided to side with the Imperial Court yet. Wow, I can't get words out. It's not the point. Distrust of them is spreading throughout the military, and Shungen kind of did do that. But you know, my lord, what shall we do? I like how his mouth moved a lot for like for 3 dots. You think he was saying ... like just like, we no longer have a moment to lose. We should consider taking advantage of the war to eliminate all threats in your way. If he were just another casualty of war, the Imperial Court would have no say in the matter. Is that so? I love how Yoritomo's just like, oh yeah? And you just don't know if he's like, you don't say. Like, he's thinking of it like a good idea, or like, I will kill you if you touch my brother. You have no fucking idea what's going through this man's mind. Goddamn enigma. But Lord Yoritomo... We'll decide the details later. We need to focus on defeating the Heike first. Yes, sir. Let's go, Takatsuna. My voice is like fucked right now. He's just staring intently at us. Goes around, comes around. As you've killed me, you too will be killed by a Genji. Fucking Yoshinaka's just saying shit. And later it's coming true and he's like, oh man, I was just saying shit. Retribution. Or... no. It was desperation. Same time, Bizen province. Let's take a break here. We'll cross this river once everyone's strength is restored. I'll let the men know. Please rest here, Lord Spacey. I like how they're still calling us Lord. Such good boys. So respectful. Thanks. My lord. I wonder where Lord Yoritomo and the others are now. Things don't go smoothly here. The war will be prolonged. We have to be on our toes. After leaving the mansion, I was able to safely rejoin my friends. I told Benkei and the others that I was indeed a woman. They were certainly surprised, but quickly accepted me as I am. Right, because they're good boys. His Highness promptly granted me permission to fight in the upcoming battle as well. His Highness seems to have placed all his faith in the deal with Shungen. It's still hard to believe that Shungen accepted the Emperor's deal, but it's true. Just as I was about to turn my attention to Shungen, who was seated next to me, Benkei and Tadanobu approached. My lord, we have received details on Heike troop movements. I see. So they're all holed up on Hikoshima and Nagato no Kuni. Hikoshima, yeah. Hold up on Hikoshima and Nagato no Kuni. Nagato no Kuni. Look, again, I don't know where the emphasis goes. Anyway. Ancient name for what's present-day western Yamaguchi Prefecture, part of the Sanyo district. Unless I've, heard it before, but, I've heard Kamakura before, that's how I know, but, I've never heard some of these before, so I'm just guessing, you know. Indeed, according to the report, they haven't been able to replenish their troops or supplies since the last battle. So that's the only Heike stronghold that remains, then. Exactly, and that's why we're gonna settle things once and for all here. I love him. Why do I love this? I don't know why. Look, you're not even a love interest, but I love you so much, you sassy little himbo. Got that sassy, snarky little himbo face, and I don't know why, he just shows up and I love him. Okay, he's not gonna win over Tomomori, obviously, but, I still love him more than some of our love interests. Anyway. But this time it'll be a battle at sea. It's something we don't have a lot of experience with. When we arrive, let's check out the terrain and talk to some of the local fishermen. I've also been asked to procure some ships, so we'll have to work out more details beforehand. What's up, Tadanobu? No, it's just... the two of you seem to be acting as though everything's normal. Besides, there are rumors spreading through the ranks in the army. You know that, right? You don't know the details, and yet you think we're on board with the Emperor's proposal. So, you're not even going to deny it? Word spread through our forces. Lord Yoritomo and the others know too. Tadanobu coming out here with some genius-level shit. I'm just saying he's a himbo, and he's kind of fucking stupid sometimes, but, right now he's actually being brilliant. He's like, you do know that, right? I'm not stupid. I may look and act stupid, but I'm actually not. Wait a minute. Who gave you the smart cookie today? So proud of him. Anything I say now will only make things worse. All we can do now is prove our loyalty to Lord Yoritomo on the battlefield. You could just tell him what's up. You could be like, look, this is what happened. The Emperor came to us and said this shit, and we knew exactly what he was doing. So we were like, yeah, you need to bring it up with Yoritomo, bro. Whatevs. So then he kidnapped Spacey, and he kind of conned me into agreeing in order to free her. And man, I was going to free her if it meant I don't give a shit. I'm just saying. That's not what we want, but this is where we are. You know what I mean? He might be pissed and he might stab you, but hey, at least you told him the truth, right? Instead of just letting him keep his own assumptions. Nothing I say is going to change your mind. Well, maybe you should try telling someone the truth. even if they don't change their mind, here's the thing. Someone has a preconceived notion, right? You have the option to, well, I can tell them the truth or not. If you tell them the truth and they don't change their mind, at least that's not on you. But if you don't say anything and just go, fine, I mean, I could tell you the truth, but you're just going to assume and then whatever, then it's not their fault that they hate you. Like, you didn't do what you needed to do. Like, yes, they have a thought and assumption, but you need to clarify and be like, this is the actual truth. If you choose to believe me, cool. If you don't, that's on you, not on me. I said my piece. This is the truth. It's your choice to believe it or not. But if you don't say anything, you can't change anything. You know what I mean? Like, Yoritomo's over there like, he's backstabbing sons of bitches. And, like, Shungen's like, well, I mean, I guess I just have to live with this. No. You tell him what happened and then go, if you choose to still think I'm a backstabbing son of a bitch, there's nothing I can do about it. But I at least told you the truth. You know? He might still stab you, but at least you tried. You know what I mean? Not saying anything is just worse. I mean, you can't keep arguing it, obviously. Like, I've told you this 15 times, you're not getting it, I give up. Yeah, you gotta give up eventually, but, you know, you try at least once. Shungen, the day you came back with our lord, you didn't tell me the details, but you told me to leave it to you. I'll take you at your word, but are you sure you have this under control? Probably not. The kid's like 16. I'm sure. Shungen... Once it becomes public, it's inevitable that the Genji will split and will be forced to confront Lord Yoritomo. But so what? And then we'll fight. If it means protecting you, I'm okay with that. Not if you tell him what's going on. Shungen said he's willing to stand against Lord Yoritomo, and I promised to follow him. But is that really the right course? No. I don't want to see Shungen forced to fight his own brother. Exactly, it's not the right course. I mean, okay, it might turn out that that's what happens, but again, you can't just not tell him, this is everything that happened. Balls in your court, bro. You still want to have this war? We're gonna go to war. Like, if it's inevitable, it's inevitable, but I just want you to know the truth of what's behind this. You know? You may still end up in the same spot, but, again, you know? I stared blankly at the surface of the river in front of me, unable to shake my uneasiness. And so we continued our march for a few weeks until we arrived at Denora, not far from the Heike stronghold. We immediately set up camp and began preparing for naval warfare. Days later, Lord Yoritomo and the others joined us. Denora. Lord Yoritomo, Sir Kagetoki, it's been a while. Indeed, you must be tired from the long march. I could say the same to you. What's the situation? We've secured provisions and the recruits you requested. Please feel free to inspect them later. We were able to finish without a hitch, not only because of everyone's cooperation, but also because of Shungen's leadership. I see. His voice right now. Shungen, you've done well. Did you encounter any problems along the way? Aside from the fucking Emperor being a douche? I mean, no. Sir, it's certainly nothing to concern you with. Again, you're hiding it and he knows, so, like, it doesn't make... It's not like you don't know he knows. You fucking damn well know he knows, and yet you're hiding it, so... It's shady. As soon as Shungen said those words, the air became tense. This tension... The anxiety drifted from the entirety of Lord Yoritomo's army and focused itself squarely on Shungen and me. Yeah, you'd be like, we need to speak with you privately. Yes, the rumor has made its way through his army too. Duh. Then why doesn't Lord Yoritomo say anything? He doesn't even appear upset. He's hiding it. Dude, he doesn't appear happy, sad. Why would you think he looked upset? The man looks like this all the time. I mean, sometimes he looks angry in the heat of battle, but like everywhere else, nah, man, stone face. We'll enter camp and then immediately hold a strategy session. Inform the generals. Yes, sir. Only insinuation, probing stares, and whispers. Secrecy made my blood boil. There's really no way to avoid it. Lord Yoritomo sees us as nothing more than an obstacle in his way. That can only mean one thing. have to tell him. You have to be like, this is what happened. However, despite the tense situation, Yoritomo's army was steadily preparing for battle.
Now, we'll finally defeat the Heike. The battlefield is in Denora. This battle will be waged at sea.
The Heike are led by Norimori Taira. The other remaining generals are Tomomori, Shigehira, and Noritsune. I swear to God, don't you dare. They're all going to jump into the sea like they did in all the other ones. We just pretend they're not dead. When we have the advantage in troop strength, the Heike have had much more time to prepare and train on the water. They were already trained on the water before this, though, weren't they? According to all the other routes played. In addition, I'd add that being so close to the Heike stronghold's a disadvantage. Even though we're fully prepared, I guess we can't be too careful, huh? Additionally, we've been tasked with finding the sacred treasures. Can't return without them. So would you just go on our own and hide in the woods if we don't get them? Guys, just go and hide in the woods? Yeah, sounds good. Indeed. They slipped through our fingers last time. We can't let that happen again. Indeed. Coming back empty-handed to His Highness would be a big problem.
We'll have to come up with some kind of plan to get them back. It would be foolish to go into this battle blind.
All eyes naturally turned to Shungen. Didn't one of them like, I'm gonna dump him in the sea then, fuck y'all! Did they do that in one of the routes, or was I just imagining it?
I spoke to a local fisherman the other day. According to him, the tides in Denora are very strong and change quickly. If we're going against the tide, it'll be difficult for us to advance our ships to the Heike side.
So, what do you suggest?
There's no need to force our way through at a disadvantage. We'll let the ships hang back.
What? But then the enemy will come right for us!
And that's fine. We're deliberately luring the Heike in. Once they come close enough towards us, we'll have the Genji archers stationed on Kanju and Manju Islands. And Kanju and Manju Islands fire on them.
Kanju and Manju. So cute. They rhyme. They're brothers, aren't they? Small islands located in the Seto Island Sea was a primary base for the Genji army during the Battle of Denora.
And then when the tide turns, we'll attack them all at once. It's good to have a plan that keeps ocean currents in mind, but I'd also like something a bit more reliable.
Right, I don't think this alone will be enough.
It's not a sure thing, but we could try to arrange for a defection from the enemy side before the battle starts. If the Heike no longer have the wind at their back, I think there's a chance we could get some of the armies on their side to flip. And what about the search for the sacred treasures?
Lord Yoritomo, I believe a naval boarding party would be the best method of attack. Naval boarding party. When the tide turns and we move to counterattack, we'll board the enemy ship and search for them. Jumping onto a rocking ship's no easy task. I'm skeptical. Well, if I fall, crack my skull open, and die, are you going to complain? Nah, actually, it's unpreferable. Well, there you go. Shungen and I can take the lead. We've been climbing and jumping since we were kids in the mountains around Kurama. Before you arrived, we practiced on a few of the ships in the harbor. It wasn't a problem. Please leave it to us.
Archers on the rear island. We'll reserve ships into the battle. We'll lure the enemy in, reduce their strength, and when the tide turns, we'll strike at once and retake the sacred treasures. Hagatoki will be in charge of dealing with the enemy. Spacey and Shungen will lead the search for the treasures. Until the battle begins, I expect all of you to continue to prepare diligently. Understood?
I feel like we have to have a conversation with him. Are you going to have a conversation with him or you're just going to leave it? Can't leave it. Jesus Christ. On the eve of the battle against the Heike, tomorrow we'll finally meet the Heike in battle. This thumping in my chest, is it just nerves before the battle, or... Shungen's like, oh, he's going to be like, we'll get the treasures back and then we'll drown. Drown, like, I mean, I feel like, in a way, that's almost the best outcome. Like, then Yoritomo doesn't actually think that you betrayed him and whatever, or it doesn't matter whether he thinks it or not, because he's not going to come after you because he's going to think you're dead. and everything. But it's like, but we did that in Nordatsune's route. Can we really like keep doing this? Like, just die and pretend we're like, you know what I mean? We can't do that in every ending game. Stop it. But like in this one, it's like it kind of makes sense. It made sense in Nordatsune's route because we were on opposite sides and there was no way that was going to go down, you know? But like in this one, it also makes sense because it's like, well, we don't have to deal with our problems then. But like, again, it's such a cop out to do the exact same fucking ending, like pretend death, secret runaway ending. Like, come on.
And there you are.
Shungen,
Tomorrow's gonna be okay. You should get some rest.
I know, but I can't help but feel nervous about all of this.
A battle or Lord Yoritomo?
Oh?
Wait, they are kind, aren't you?
It's you who's kind. I don't know. My brain can't function right now. Okay, no. I don't know, my brain isn't functioning right now. Like, normally like, I don't know what it is. My voice is, like, broken, and I'm, like, I feel tired. But, like, normally I'm like, okay, well, this could be this, and now I'm like, anyway, the answer is no. But I couldn't process the choices to make, like, oh, there's this flower. Anyway, to make, like, you know, my normal, it should be this is a bad answer, this is a good, you know, I was just like, I don't even know what's happening. My brain just totally froze, like, eh? Right, anyway.
No, it's not so simple, don't you see? I've decided to be with you, but I'm not sure about having to fight Lord Yoritomo. I don't want either of you to get hurt, and that's all I can think about. Ted, that's because you're kind. Ever since we were little, you've always been concerned for everyone around you. That's part of what makes you you. Your kindness, your care for others, your inability to take a compliment.
Last choice we have.
Shungen, I know you were heartbroken when we had to fight with Yoshinaka too.
Yeah, but he was an asshole. Yoshinaka was like, wow, that's sad, but he's kind of a douche and deserved it. Our brother actually, I mean, cold-hearted as he is, you don't really, he might be a good person, he might not be a good person. You don't know, that's the thing. He's very, like, a rock over there. You're like, he's like a stone cold, like, we don't know if he's good or bad. He's better than Yoshinaka, but, like, Yoshinaka was clear about his douchebaggery, right? Being an absolute twat, hurting people. Our brother has not done anything like that, aside from hurting the Heike, but, like, hi, it's war, so, okay. But, like, you know, so we don't know. You know what I mean? And it does seem like, oh, well, fuck it. Yeah, it may make it easier for you to, like, go into battle with him, because you're like, I don't know, he could be a dick, I'll just pretend he's a dick. You know, then, like, well, I know he's a decent person. She thinks he is. I mean, I have to believe he can't be that awful if we're going to date the man later, but, like, at this point, you don't really know. And he kind of acts like an asshole, but he's nowhere near as bad as Yoshinaka. Like, at first you could have been like, oh no, I don't want to have to kill our cousin, and then you're like, well, he is actually a tool, so... I mean, that sucks, but, like, you know what I mean? It makes it more justifiable, it makes it easier, you know, than having to kill Yoritomo when you're like, he doesn't seem like an awful human being. You know?
I think about it. I know how hard this must be for you, Spacey. And the truth is, I wish it could have been avoided. I never want to bring you sorrow.
You've already accepted it, haven't you?
Have. Because you're all that matters to me.
His eyes regarded me fondly as a gentle smile made its way across his face. In his gaze, I could see how pure and true his feelings for me were. I feel like one of the bad endings should be Yoritomo kills us both, then we just die together. Wouldn't be a terrible ending. I mean, it's not a great ending, but, like, we're gonna die together when we grow old, so whatever, we could die together now. Sure, same thing. Yeah. Knowing Lord Yoritomo, they'll be ready to strike at us without warning. Oh, that was Shungen, sorry.
Knowing Lord Yoritomo, they'll be ready to strike at us without warning.
Lord Yoritomo won't pull any punches. Same as with Yoshinaka. Right, he got angry. Shit. Okay, go away. I get it. Norton edge protections aren't enabled. I don't use edge. Stop popping up. Don't remind me again. What does it do? Reminds you again later. Even if we were to flee now, we would soon be pursued and eventually fight. Sorry, bird.
I'm sorry. I had to adjust, okay? And I know, sometimes it just drops you. Very sorry.
He's a merciless man if he considers you an enemy. Couldn't find anything to say to Shungen's nonchalant replies. I was stuck trying to find answers to an unsolvable problem. Talk to Yoritomo and tell him what happened. Be like, this isn't what we want, but we don't know what to fucking do. Or is it going to come to a war where we're going to have to, like, hate each other and split sides? Because that's not what we want, but just tell him. He might be like, too bad, too late, this is what we're doing. Or he's like, all right, we're going to go afterward, and we're going to punch the fucking Emperor in the face and tell him to go fuck himself. Cool. All right. You never know. 3 heads are better than clearly these 2 brain cells over here. Because we're like, do we have to? And Shungen's like, whatever, don't care. Shungen's thinking with little Shungen over here, right? Okay, you're not thinking with your actual brain, which I know you have. So, like, what the fuck? My whole life, all of it, it all comes back to that damn name, Genji. Spacey. From the time I was born, the Genji name was always in my way. It was too painful, and I couldn't I could not accept the fate, and I couldn't accept the fate I was given. Yeah. But as I went into battle with you and the others, as I learned how to fight, it changed. Being Spacey and fighting for the Genji gave me purpose for the first time in my life. It gave meaning to my name, which wasn't even mine, and then you took that all away. Can we point that out? You all supported me as I fought. Although it wasn't my true identity, I felt I was able to fulfill my duty as Spacey. Looking back on it, the first time I was truly happy with my name. So, I thought that when I'd give you this name, you could experience that joy as well. And yet, that it's come to the attention of His Highness, just being used as pawns in his struggle with Lord Yoritomo. The name of Genji continues to torment us. Yes, but it's over now. What do you mean? That suffering's mine now, and I'm going to end it. Oh, my brother? Your brother? The blade's pointing at me. I will kill Lord Yoritomo. Okay, I can't have you doing that, Shungen. It's like, I can't have anyone kill Tomomori. I won't be able to look at you. And as much as I enjoy this route, and like technically, yeah, it's us against him, but you cannot kill the hotness, the second hotness in this game. It's just not allowed. You just can't do it, Shungen. If it's a choice between the two of you, I'm going with our not brother. Because he's fine as fuck, and you're just you. Like, no offense, there's nothing wrong with Shungen. He's just not my type. You know what I mean? And your route may be good, but if you kill him, I can't forgive you. I mean, seriously. Seriously, what are you trying to do, game? I mean, again, I get it. Like, we played Hakuoki and all your friends basically died in every fucking route. Like, everybody died! Spoiler? I mean, seriously. The whole fucking independent woman route was, all my friends are dead! It's like that fucking dinosaur book. You're like, this is the worst. Stop it. I hate this. That's the worst ending ever. All my friends are dead. No. They live on in my man harem. It's fine, okay? But, like, what the fuck? And this game has been nice. Like, you're like, oh no, Shigehira's dead, but I bet he's not. Because we've killed him like 6 fucking times, and that motherfucker never stays dead, okay? Like, no one ever really dies. Oh, seriously, no one ever dies. Like, yeah. In Benkei's route, I'm pretty sure the Heike were like, oh, we're just gonna jump into the sea, and we're like, oh, I guess they're dead. They're not dead. They're out there fucking. They just swam to they're fine. Okay? Off-screen deaths don't fucking count. And again, we saw Shigehira die 3 fucking times in that route. Do you think that motherfucker ever stayed dead? No. So I don't believe any of them jumped to their death into the sea. Bullshit. Did we actually kill anyone? I thought they all just jumped into the sea. And you're like, oh, okay, sure. We did that in Noritsune's route too, and we didn't die. So I'm just saying. I call bullshit. That's like the perfect way to quote-unquote kill someone in a game, because then you're like, I don't believe you're dead. I can be okay with this. But, like, you cannot stab our brother. Because, like, he's not Shigehira. He doesn't have magical, weird snake puppet powers. Whatever the fuck that was. You know? He's actually gonna die. And, like, rude. Anyway. His words stung and left me speechless. Still, despite his words, Shungen's eyes were calm. But behind that calm, there burned a flame, one that flickered and swayed quietly. He said before that he'd stand against Lord Yoritomo, but to say it with so much conviction... Do you really mean that? Yes. If we don't get serious, we'll be the ones at the wrong end of a blade. Why don't you try talking to... Why am I saying this? You're a fucking man, and men don't know how to fucking communicate. Have you tried talking to him? Why would I do that? Idiots. It's okay. If we settle this, there will be only one child of Genji left, and that'll be the end of it. I'll erase anyone or anything that seeks to tear us apart. It's the only way for the two of us to be together. Yeah, you're a bit of a fucking crazy pants right now. Now you're getting into the, like, psycho childhood best friend kind of thing. We've already confessed our love to him, so, like, understandable at this point, but also it's like, disturbing, Shungen. Shungen, again, you could try talking to him, but no. As men. You're with me, right? You'll fight with me, won't you? No. He was smiling, but there was a sadness within his words. It felt distorted, but conveyed his feelings. Yet his gaze was straight and unwavering, and in that gaze I found a ray of hope. This is where you go, I really hope it does. Yes, but I hope it doesn't come to that, because I feel like we should talk to Yoritomo first. Lay all the cards on the table. Okay? But if it comes down to that, I'll be with you when you stab the bitch. As long as I have you, it doesn't matter where we go, as long as we have each other. Never had a family. I've always only had you, Shungen. And so, no matter what, I want to stay by your side. If this path leads to a future for us together, then I'll fight by your side. As we held hands, we shared our warmth with one another, and I felt an unshakable connection between us. I feel like the water battle's going to have to go quick on this one, because it's not really the point, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. In that moment, I felt as though we were sharing one heart. A wave of relief washed over me. Fine. As long as you're with Shungen. Shungen gave me a small smile, and I smiled back at him. Yoritomo's in the fucking bushes. If he was smart, he'd be in the bushes. Tomomori's always in the bushes. The next morning... Because you know what I mean? This scene always goes on forever. This battle scene, but it's kind of like... It's not really pertinent in this route this time. I mean, yes, but like... No. It's pertinent for the plot, but, like, not exactly to the point where it needs to go on for, like, an hour. You know what I mean? It'd be like, okay, quick, done, we're fine, and then we have to fight our brothers. So, like, in all the other ones, this was the pivotal kind of scene where shit happened, but, like, are we really going to go to battle with our brother in the midst of this battle? Because that doesn't make sense, so. This is no good! The tide's too strong! We can't advance! Don't force your way forward, and make the Heike side think we're retreating. The currents are mad. I can't steer that boat at all. That's something coming from Benkei, because this man, again, is huge. So, like, you can't steer the boat? These currents are fucking strong. Just saying. As Shungen predicted, the tide was so strong, all we could do was retreat. Sir Kagetoki and his ship seemed to be having trouble. On the other hand, the struggle made it harder for the Heike to realize we were luring them into a trap. They're like, Alright, that's enough. Head back to the rear islands. I can't do his voice right now either. Got it! Be careful! All the Genji ships are being swept away! Whoops! Not so strong without your horses, are you, Genji? We can do this! Hunt them down in one fell swoop! Noritsune's like, this is a trap. I somehow knew when they're like, oh! And I was like, Noritsune's gonna pop in here and be like, this is a motherfucking trap. And he looks, the look on his face is like, I don't trust this shit. Wait! Quick! Notify all the ships! Get away from the Genji boats! He fucking knows. What? Why? Just do it, you fool, before it's too late! Yes, sir! Told you. Noritsune's fucking smart. He's adorable. I love him so much. Okay, look, I love Tomomori best of all, but like Noritsune really is like a shining fucking star in this, isn't he? And like Shungen's like, fuck it. And it's like, ah, Noritsune pawn you, idiot. I don't know, I'm siding with Noritsune a little bit over here. I know we're in Shungen's route, but like, I'm sorry, like, how do you... Like, I get it. I get how you play this game and you're like Team Heike all the way. We're on the wrong side. What the fuck? I know they all suck, but like at the same time they're all hot. So like, if evil, why hot? Like Shungen's pretty and adorable, don't get me wrong, and Benkei's charming as fuck, and our Sato brothers are great, and our brother's hot. Not our brother, but whatever. But like, I mean, the Heike. Tomomori, Noritsune, there's 2 against 3 over here. We've got 3 love interests on our good boy side. 2, like, not counting the side pieces, right? 2 on the Heike side, but the 2 on the Heike side are, like, 10 times the men the fucking get. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Benkei. You're a good boy, but I don't want to romance you. And, like, Shungen, you're great and all. Like, the route's good, don't get me wrong. But again, okay. Personally, you're not my type. You're too adorable. Even though Noritsune kind of falls in that same boat, with like, you're like too precious. But like, I don't know, Noritsune's route was so good, I might be sold. Noritsune, I'm not complaining. Like, okay. You're like, borderline in that lolly territory, okay? Because you're like too sweet-faced. You have this kind of saucer eyes, you're slightly into the too adorable rate. I know they're not really lolly boys, but you know what I mean? They're like the kind of close. They're on that line, you know what I mean? Where they just crossed over and they're like, they've got the sweet, innocent faces. And that's enough for me to be like, no, hard pass. But like, Noritsune's route was so good that I'm like, I mean, I might make an exception here, okay? But like, Shungen, your route's good, but you're still a little too, like, sweet and innocent. Sweet-faced for me. And Benkei's just... I love him, but not love him, you know what I mean? Our brother's hot, but we haven't gone on the route. But again, so I mean, like, hi, hello. And then again, you have Tomomori on that. I mean, just saying, the Heike is like fucking easy win. If I have to choose sides, I'm taking the Sato brothers with me. They'll go wherever the fuck I go. It's fine. Seriously. Anyway. Okay, the Heike ships are approaching the island. Archers, brace! Release! What? Archers? Ah! Ah! They're coming from both islands! Imagine. Ah! They're coming from both islands! And then he died. Lord Noritsune, I have a report for you, sir! The ships in front of us that chase the Geiji ships are being attacked by archers from the nearby islands. Knew it. They realize that they're at a disadvantage at sea. They were just pretending to be swept along with the current. Fucking Noritsune is too goddamn smart. I love him. Not a bad little trick. Cheeky Genji. And then Shigehiro's just fucking crazy and beautiful. We don't even get to... I mean, he's a side piece, but, like, I really hope in the fan disc we actually get, like, real fucking routes with our side pieces. I mean, they're going to be fluffy, but I want more than just the short little bits we get. But we get little bits, so that's enough, I guess. Apparently the Genji have a good military strategist on their side. We won't fall for that again. Send him back. Forward! Back or forward? Pick one. Just kidding. Less ships chasing us than I thought.
Strange indeed. Wait, is that...
Everybody down! Arrows! Yeah! A storm of arrows rained down upon us. Wave after wave, they came with no sign of stopping. Ugh! What an attack! We'll have to counter!
No! We're still going against the current. If we attack now, they'll still have the movement advantage. They'll outmaneuver us and wipe us out.
Right, but we can't just keep letting them hit us! Can't hold on like this. What should we do? Pretend to drown.
We can't take any more. We've got to attack.
No, wait. Look. Look in front of you. What? 4 of the Heike ships. They've stopped attacking. They're revolting against the Heike. With a front line of ships in revolt, the Heike attacks can't reach us. Woo, that's a relief. Just as the air was filled with a brief respite, the next order was immediately given. Get back into position before the next wave comes. Gather the wounded and conserve your strength. Now! We're in for a long fight. Damn, the ships on the front lines have mutinied. Our attacks won't reach the Genji. A mutiny! The Genji must have been working to turn them before the battle. Cease your bow attacks. Your bow attacks? Your bow attacks. Wow, I was saying bow and the bow of the ship at the same time, and like my brain couldn't process what the fuck I was supposed to be saying. Anyway, cease your bow attacks. We'll have to beat the Genji while we still have the movement advantage. Get in close and prepare to board. Yes, sir. Come on, men. And from there, it was truly a long fight. Until the tide turned, the Genji would have the disadvantage. In the meantime, each of us fought to keep the Heike back. Prepare for the next wave of attacks, fight it off, prepare for the next wave, rinse and repeat. You lose focus, you die. Those Genji are persistent. I mean, yeah. Probably thinking the same thing about us. We need to hurry up here. We don't break their lines here. Do not flinch! Advance to the Genji's camp! If we miss this opportunity, the war's lost! Then you're all gonna have to jump into the sea and pretend to drown while you run off. Like Acapulco or some shit. Another wave of attacks! Your boats just keep coming! Stop whining! Just prepare to fire more arrows! Men can't keep this up for much longer. You have to do something! Why hasn't the tide turned yet? Damn. Can't keep this up. The tide turning? Or is this Shigehira in the water with his demon power? Ship. It's moving. And the tide is coming. All hands! And the tide's turned. All ships proceed with the attack on the Heike ships. My lord, we finally have the advantage. Let's give it to those Heike bastards! I love Benkei. Anybody else saying those Heike bastards, but like Benkei doing it, you're like, stop, you're so sweet. Stop calling people bastards. It's more adorable when he says it. I don't know. Alright, move out! Our ship sped up, riding on the back of the powerful current. Before long, the Heike fleet was in sight. Benkei, let's go! Yes, my lord. It's the Genji! They're boarding the ships! Ha! Damn! Too easy! Oh god, that's rude. Ugh! Die, you bastard! Huh, yeah! Ugh! Ugh! As expected of you. Shungen! I left the archers to Suganobu and the others. Come on, we've got to find the sacred treasures. I'll start with the ships on the front lines. You coming with me? Of course. They're gonna be with probably Norimori or somebody. You know what I mean? Or like frickin' Tomomori. They're gonna be with like... They're not gonna be with these fools. My lord, leave the ship to me. Once we finish here, we'll fan out in the starboard direction. Got it. Good luck, Benkei. Wait! You shall not pass! Ha! Does have a big staff, so. Now let's head for the Central Fleet. If the sacred treasures are here, they're probably in one of the most heavily guarded ships. Right, let's go! Keeping our footing on the rocky seas, Shungen and I jumped from ship to ship. As As he leapt through the air, Shungen slashed through his enemies without losing momentum until he landed. That's a cool CG. Look, we could be sisters. Shungen's got such pretty eyelashes, though. Look at it, seriously. Oh, I love it. It's a good CG, though. Ah! Yeah! I can't. I'm so tired right now. Ah! Damn, not here. On to the next one. Right. Together we fought off the enemies with our swords, slashing and dashing our way onto ship after ship. Kinda cute. We're just like slashing people and killing fools left and right. Together. Kinda fucked up when you think about it, but you know. Shungen ran as fast as he could and swung his sword with all of his strength. Next to him, I could feel my own blood burning hot as well. Ha! Can't fall here. We have to fight our way through. Make it through together with Shungen. That took all my energy. Sorry. I wanted to die dramatically a little bit, you know. Getting out of breath. How long have we been fighting? The enemies are now few and far between, but... You are right. Yeah, we can still make it. Looks like the momentum's still with us. More and more of the ships around us have been overrun. If we keep this up. Oi! You! Genji! Ah! Are you alright? Fine. Looks like he was lurking in the shed. The ship was littered with dozens of collapsed Heike soldiers, most of them struck down by arrows. Sure are a lot of them on board this ship. Could it be... Shungen, there's a crate here! That's pretty big. Let's open it up. It's just Shigehira. I've been waiting for you. Sword, mirror, and jewel! This is it! The sacred treasures! Shungen and I gleefully looked at each other before... Tomomori. Do you hear that? Battle cry. Is it over? The battle against the Heike. Is it finally over? My lord! Shungen! Benkei, we heard some of them in cheering, did we? Yes, the Genji have won! Their general Norimori has been taken prisoner, though Tomomori's whereabouts are unknown. Of course, that motherfucking he pieced the fuck out when he knew it was late. He was like, we're gonna lose, so... Peace! He left. He left a long time ago. Realizing the battle was lost, Noritsune and a few others drowned themselves in the sea. Shigehira was killed by an arrow attack. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Noritsune absolutely did not drown, because we know he knows how to motherfucking swim, okay? He tried that once, and it didn't work, okay? So, I don't think he's dead. And I'm pretty sure Shigehira, nothing kills him. Nothing kills Shigehira! No matter how many times this motherfucker dies in routes, I don't believe it. I see. It seems the other generals on the Heike side have either drowned or died on the battlefield. Now all that remains is for us to recover the sacred treasures, and our task will be complete. Benkei, we found the sacred treasures safe and sound. Really? Yeah, they're aboard this ship. And normally they'd put them on the general ship, but I guess they put them here to hide them. Look. Oh, so these are the sacred treasures. They're awe-inspiring. They're pretty heavy, though. Can you report this to Lord Yoritomo and get us someone who can steer this boat? Understood. I'll return shortly. Yoritomo's gonna show up, stab us. We're gonna have a final battle at sea with our brother. It's finally over, Shungen. Yeah, it's finally over. Watch out! I was like waiting for... I'm like, oh, Tomomori randomly appears? No. Well, someone's firing arrows at us.
those arrows?
Shungen, are you hurt?
I'm fine, but...
Arrows at us. Is that our brother? It is! I was like, it's not fucking Tomomori at this point, but it's our fucking brother. Wow.
I really didn't think you'd go through with it.
Yep. I knew it when he's like, tell him, and then come back, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna have fucking the final countdown battle here. Yeah.
Lord Yoritomo.
We're surrounded. We're gonna have to pretend to drown, aren't we? Thank you for your efforts in searching for the sacred treasures. We'll take them back to the capital for you. I think you know why, Spacey, Shungen. You were foolish to be taken in by Emperor Go Shirakawa and to betray Lord Yoritomo. Whoa! We didn't. We didn't. That's just what that bastard wants. You'll pay for your sins here with your life. Which one? Because we each have one. You said life. Lives? Both of us? Like, I'm gonna need you to clarify and use proper grammar, bitch. Should we throw shade in his face? At Sir Kagetoki's signal, the archers raised their bows in unison.
Spacey, Shungen, thank you for your efforts thus far. Now that the Heike have fallen, the only one who stands in my way is you, Shungen. Spacey, you're just as guilty because you took his side. You will die together.
Lord Yoritomo...
Kill me on the battlefield, you could just lie about my death to his highness.
Yeah, exactly.
As expected of you, Lord Yoritomo. But we won't die quietly. We'll fight with our lives to make our own path.
Why don't... Again, you could have been like, okay, look. Listen, you're probably not going to believe this, but the Emperor did all this to try to make us fight because he wanted to keep you under his thumb. The only reason I even agreed was because I wanted to save this bitch. That's it. But, like, if you still want to fight, we'll fight. But I'm just saying, that's not what we want. But, like, instead of fucking explaining shit, I mean, again, we'd probably still be here because Yoritomo would choose to not believe it, but, like, could we have at least had the conversation? Could you have at least mentioned it and tried to talk some sense into him instead of just being like, fine! Well, I'll just kill you then! Excuse me, maybe try talking shit out. Fucking men. Jesus Christ, why are y'all so fucking retarded? Idiots. Seriously. Just, I mean, I guess it's too late now. And it would have probably come to this anyway, but we could have tried. It drives me crazy when they do shit like that. It's like, communication! God, why is it so hard? I know we gotta make drama, but, like, come on. Come on! Such a cop-out. Anyway.
Very well. Come then.
The air was so tense it made my skin crawl. My palm was damp with sweat from holding the hilt of my blade. Here he comes! Ah! Shungen lunged at Lord Yoritomo. At the same time, I ran toward the archers. Your toes are so fucking sharp, bird.
Yeah!
Oh.
Yeah! Huh, I can't do his accent when I'm doing fighting words.
Anyway.
Ah! Yeah!
He broke my bow! Your sword! Fly back with your sword! The archers are startled. And next... Spacey, prepare yourself. Do we kill Sir Kagetoki? Because I'm okay with that shit. I don't want anyone to kill our brother, but... See? Ow! My hands! I believe you've had enough. Excuse me! We're polite. Hey, wait!
Yeah! Shit. Well, this is the end.
Oh my god, are we gonna stab our brother?
Yeah!
Spacey, did we just save his ass? Because I'm here for that. That's hot. Okay. Not over yet, Shungen. Ha! You're right. We're not gonna lose here. Let's just jump into the sea and pretend we die. Shungen turned to face Lord Yoritomo and swung his sword down hard. However, after the long battle, our bodies gradually began to slow down. Damn, arms are numb. My strength is near its limit. It's also weird that in Benkei's route we brought out our demon power, right? But we've never even brought it out from this one aside from the very beginning. Like, it's just kind of like, it's weird. It's weird that, like, I mean, you knew there was something about it and nothing happened in Noritsune's route. But then stuff happens in Benkei's route and you're like, okay. And then it's never brought up again. I mean, it will come up later, I'm sure. Especially in Tomomori's route, maybe. But, like, and you think it's going to be like a little more is going to come out, or we might see it again, but we see nothing in Shungen's route. So it's kind of like, I don't know, but I can't see switching Shungen and Benkei's routes, because then you'd know that your brother isn't your brother, like, 2 routes before you get there, and, like, finding that out right before you get to his route is weird enough. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to go to a route being like, what the fuck is wrong with these games? But I kind of like it. You know? You were ready for it. But, like, then not having the power come up again is weird. Like, I don't know. Anyway. Ugh! I mean, we could kick his ass if we whipped out our demon. All hands, release! Spacey, on your right! My body reacted instantly to Shungen's voice. Kya! I jumped to the right on cue, swinging my sword. I cut the arrows out of the sky. Archer reinforcements! They're still coming. Ah! We breathed in unison and together knocked down the rain of arrows that fell from above. Uh-oh. However, one got through and pierced Shungen's shoulder. It's okay, it's his shoulder. He'll be fine. Just jump in the water, pretend to drown. Shungen! I tried to rush over to him as quickly as I could, but my head fogged up, and I involuntarily fell to my knees. Lost too much blood. Shungen and I are both covered in wounds. My arms were as heavy as lead. Once stopped, my body would no longer listen to me. Then you don't have to be in the court, and you know what I mean? And then your brother gets what he wants, and you can leave.
You're pretty tough. Being able to move in a state like that.
Can't just let you kill me so easily.
Still struggling.
Yes, we made a promise that we continue to fight. Together. We'll forge our own path. Take our lives into our own hands.
Is that so? And yet, as you speak, your life wanes. We're done here.
Without a sound, the blade gleamed in front of Shungen's eyes.
Well, there's only one who can be the leader of the Genji clan. Yoshitomo doesn't need 2 sons.
That's funny coming from someone who was like the 4th fucking son out of the 5. I'm just saying. Isn't he like the 4th son? Didn't he have like 3 older brothers who died in the other war? So the only reason you have any claim to this is because your other brothers died in the war. You're being a bit of a bitch about this. Still love him. Ah! Yeah. Shungen! He ain't dead. It's the happy ending. He's not dead. We're gonna do the same fucking shit we did in Noritsune's route. With the momentum of the strike, Shungen fell off the boat and was swallowed by the sea. No! The water around where he had fallen turned a violent red. Shungen, wait! Shungen!
Fear not. You'll soon join him.
This cannot be the happy end. Like, this seems like it would be the bad ending. I'm sure we're gonna disappear like we did with Noritsune, but still. A burning shock ran through my back. By the time I recognized what had happened, I was sinking below the sea. My heavy armor clung to me, and my body fell deeper and deeper below. I feel my body's heat escaping me. At the bottom of the pitch-black ocean, I saw a pale figure approach. But then you wonder, like, at first, then he's like, oh, you're going to join him. I was like, did you fake kill us so everyone would think we were dead? And then Shun gets to be like, okay, so I had a conversation with him, and we figured we would fake fight. I'm like, I'm going to go with no, because men don't know how to communicate. But, like, I want to believe that, like, you didn't actually, you were just like, poke, and then we're dead. Like, did he just assume that we were dead? I mean, I'm assuming that's what happened, but, like, if we hadn't fallen in the water, you know, he'd be like, well, I mean, the heavy armor is what, like, you know, whatever, but still, anyway. Shungen, the sensation in my body was almost gone, till I desperately tried to reach for him. Missed. Together, no matter what. I felt the embrace of something, and then all consciousness left me. And all our friends are gonna think we're dead. But, like, Benkei's gonna be like, that's how it ended, FYI. That is literally how that fucking route ended. You know we escaped, but that was the end. So I guess we're gonna end it. We're gonna, like, finish this route, because that was the title, like, the end card. I clicked it real fast. So this is the after scene. So we'll read it, so this part will go a little over, but I did not expect it to end this soon. I literally... What part is this? Is this, like, 51? I really thought we had, like, 8 more parts. Just based on how long the other routes went. I was like, this is gonna take a while, but, like, I still figured I had, like, another week to record. Like, at least 4 or 5 more parts, I think, I was expecting. And, like, this is done, and it's like, okay! Alright, I'm not complaining, because I am so behind on other shit with the inability to record certain days. Stuff like that, so I'm getting very behind. But it's funny, this is way ahead. But my other game, I'm like, if I don't start recording soon, I'm literally going to be to the point where I always am, where I'm like, ha ha ha, I recorded 2 parts, and thank God, because those are the ones that are going up next week as I upload a week in advance. Like, this one is like, this is like the fucking mid to end of October or some shit. And it's still the beginning of September, but like my other game, I'm like, we're encroaching on when I need to start uploading that one, and I'm not ready. Like, because this one takes so long. It's super long normally, but anyway. Thus ended the final battle fought at Denora. This might be a long part, but whatever. The whole country was excited by the Genji victory, and the world began to move forward in a new era. Two months after the battle, phew, we finally made it! I can't remember the last time I walked so much. Feels good to be up and about after resting so long. It was a good decision to come to the beach for a change. The air's so fresh here in the morning. Hey, wait up! No, it's Shungen, come on. Oops, sorry. Same as ever. You've only just gotten your strength back. Take it easy, alright? You're still limping after all. Look who's talking. You look like an old man with that cane. Here, come sit with me. An old man at 16. I urged Shungen to sit beside me on the beach. A pleasant breeze blew from the ocean spread out before us. If it gets too difficult, tell me. We're hurt a lot worse than I was. You're worrying about too much. Lord Yoritomo took it easy on me. And they sure did a good job making it look real and everything. I think everybody really bought it. Okay, see. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, did they fake this whole fucking thing? That's why I said it. I was like, it seemed a little too easy for someone. Like, I mean, I was like, did he, like, fake it with us? Did we have a... So you did have a conversation with him. I'm actually, you know, I'm proud of you, game. Because you bamboozled me. It wasn't until the end there I was like, did we actually have a conversation? And did we fake this? I know we were faking our death, but I was like, was Yoritomo in on it? Yes, he was. Because, like, the whole time I'm like, just fucking have a conversation! We secretly did. Damn you, game. You're good. They're like, bitch, we did. Damn you. Good at the bamboozles, game. This game is good bamboozling you. It really is. Absolutely. Yes, we had asked Lord Yoritomo to pretend to be enemies with us at the Battle of Denora. The night before the battle. Yeah.
Are you sure about this? Yes, we have no intention of fighting you, much less joining the Imperial Court. However, the Emperor's order's absolute. Once the war's over, there'll be nothing we can do.
And this is exactly why you have this conversation, because then he's like, oh, okay, cool.
And so you want me to make it look as if you've been killed in a battle. If we're slain by you, His Highness will not suspect anything is amiss. But don't tell the others or the soldiers. You never knew who might leak it back to the Imperial Court. So, you came when I was alone.
Yes, please help us, brother. I love this, though. I like the fact that we did talk to him and trusted him, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, Lord Yoritomo said nothing. However, I knew he wouldn't back out now. Lord Yoritomo, you must bring peace to this land. We have to get rid of the obstacles preventing you from doing so. We're no longer needed by the Genji. These erase us from this world.
But are you sure it's a good idea? Regardless of the merits, there are still many dangers. Are you sure you'll be able to make the swim? It's quite risky.
If we don't, then we'll just be dead, and you'll have to live with that guilt. Kind of forever, sort of.
And to be honest, I thought it was risky just talking to you and telling you about what the Emperor said to us. I thought you might just kill us and throw us away like Yoshinaka.
It's like, whoa, Yoshinaka was a tool. I kind of like you guys.
If we didn't fight tomorrow, you and I would eventually become enemies. We'd let our resentments get the better of us.
It's taking a long time to skip today. It's weird.
And that's when I realized the only thing I could do was trust you as a brother. Trust you and face this.
See, like, I click, and now it goes. Like, it's not because they're not done talking. Like, he's done talking, right? So there's the thing. So anyway.
He said,
Then I click. Now it goes. Like, it's really slow and lagging today.
My first priority is her. The truth is, as long as she's safe, the Genji, the Imperial Court, nothing else matters to me. But I realized that if I challenged you as your real brother, then there'd be no real freedom for her. And there'd be no reward for her efforts acting as Genji's youngest son. I didn't want to ignore that, but ignore the thought that led her to give me this name, or her efforts to connect me with you. Connect me with you,
Lord Yoritomo. Jesus. Our fingertips gently touched, and our hands naturally connected, as if to encourage each other. He looks a little shocked. Look at his shock face. Shock Pikachu.
For this reason, I choose to fight and die as the youngest son of the Genji.
I don't want there to be any ambiguity. I want the world to know that Genji's youngest son is dead. That's what I'm trying to do. Shungen. It'd be a reckless bet indeed. There was no guarantee of success, and Shungen was unsure about involving me. But I made a promise, and now it's flowing fine. But I made a promise to him. No matter the road, we would travel it together. Besides, I wasn't about to get left behind now. Lord Yoritomo, we've made up our minds. We don't want any regrets, and we think this is our only way to live together in peace. Please.
You two certainly seem determined.
Yes, and with our deaths, your path to becoming the leader of the Genji will be clear. Lord Yoritomo narrowed his eyes at Shungen's words, and I couldn't read the emotions that resided there. Yet,
I'll remember those words.
And now he's saying it with a smirk. Oh my god, he's smirking. You know how hot our brother is when he's smirking. I know he's not our brother, but I don't care. I'm never gonna not be able to call him our brother. Like, look at his little smirk. Sexy bastard. Then,
even if it's just for show, I can't promise you'll come out unscathed. I hope you're ready.
Yes. Well, that's both of us. Yay! Anyway. Yay! Wait. For us to live together, we threw away the Genji name and decided to live our lives as normal citizens. I miss our Sato brothers, and I miss Benkei, and we can't be friends with our friends. The name that had always haunted me was gone. For the first time in my life, it's free. Immediately after the war, it didn't feel real. Recently, however, I think I'm finally getting used to it. Soft silk dress, which I'd grown accustomed to wearing, probably helped with that.
By the way, I met a nearby villager yesterday and heard some rumors about Lord Yoritomo. It appears things are really moving in Kamakura. He truly is building a unified rule under the Genji. Also, it appears that his relations with the Emperor have been good so far, and Sir Kakatoki seems to be assisting him well.
It's good to know. I hope Benkei and the others are alright. I'm gonna bet Kagatoki had no fucking clue. Benkei, Suganobu, Tadanobu, and Lord Yoritomo were the only ones who knew about the plan. Oh good, our friends do know we're alive! That warms the cockles of my cold dead heart. I'm sorry. It's like, but our friends think we're dead, and they're like, they knew, and oh, good for them. I'm so happy. I just don't want them to be sad that we're dead. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, it's sad we never get to see them again. But it's fine. They're alive, happy somewhere. That's all that matters. That's the best part of this ending. Oh. Suganobu would be okay, but Tadanobu and Benkei would be crushed. Okay? Little himbos. We told them just before the battle. Benkei and the others were initially opposed, but they got on board eventually.
And Benkei told me he was for me. I think he's in a temple somewhere now. We'll find him someday. It seems that Suganobu and Tadanobu have returned to Hiraizumi and Oshu. I'm sure they're enjoying a peaceful life there.
I hope so. I gave a small nod with the news from Shungen. Not much time had passed, but I still missed Benkei and the others so much. You know what, in like 10 years, you can go to the temple wherever Benkei is and visit. You can go into the town. You could find them, you know what I mean? And then, like, when you're really old, like, elderly, like 40. We're talking a Tomei and anime time frame, so, like, fucking old, okay? Then you go to Hiraizumi and visit, and they'll be like, you remind me, like, they'll think you remind them of, Spacey and Shungen. If Spacey was a girl, because most people don't know. Well, Tadanobu and Suganobu do. And then we'll see them, and they'll be like, oh, these are just our new friends, Tom and Sarah. You know what I mean? And then, like, we'll just hang out with them. We just have to wait till we're sort of older and unrecognizable. Where they're like, you kind of remind me of that young guy Shungen. It's weird, but it's not obvious. I've got a good disguise, but anyway. I felt deeply moved thinking back on the time we'd all spent together. We've been through a lot to get here. We had that run-in with the Heike in Kyoto, met Benkei and left Kurama. Met so many people and learned a lot. Never have experienced all that had I just stayed in the mountains at Kurama. But again, we had to fall into the ocean and pretend to be dead. Exactly like we did in Nordatsune's route. I'm just saying, like, I have to deduct a star, or like a little portion of a point for recycling the same fucking kind of like get out of jail free card that Nordatsune's route did. It makes sense in both of them, but I'm just saying, like, you kind of recycled an idea here. I don't know.
It certainly wasn't always easy, though.
Both you and I had fought as hard as we could from start to finish. There isn't a single thing to regret. You were there, supporting me through it all.
Hey, that's my line. Looking back on the battle plans I made, put on a show of being brave, but I was always worried and scared. I said I wanted to protect everyone, but what I really meant was that I wanted to protect you from this war.
But in wanting to protect me, you protected everyone as well. And that's good enough for me. I laid my hand gently on Shungen's arm and looked straight up at him. We vowed to protect and support each other, and after all that, yes, we did. You were always there for me, caring for me and being my ally. The most important person to me was always by my side.
Spacey.
Wouldn't be the person I am today without you, Shungen. You're my reason for living, for fighting so hard, for never giving up, for surviving at all costs. I thought it was for my name or my family or my country, but in the end, really all for you. This is kind of romantically sweet. I love it. A silence fell between us. Shungen stared at me, his gaze wavering slightly. Then unexpectedly, Shungen smiled and took my hand.
Beat me to it every time.
Really?
If I'm the meaning of your life, then I want you to continue to live with me. Just as Spacey, just as you are. What do you say? Stay with me?
I basically faked my death for you, so I think you know the answer. No, I'm just kidding. I could feel the passion in Shungen's eyes, and my heart began to beat faster. I want you to know that I'm thinking about you just as much as you're thinking about me. I don't want to give you to anyone. I don't want anyone else to hold you. I just want to protect you. Same as always. That's like a nicer version of what Tomomori basically said to us. I think he said the same thing, but it was slightly like creepier. You've heard it a million times, I know. But let me swear to you again. I'm going to stay by your side. Till death do us part. We basically just got married. Shungen's fingertips touched my neck, moving their way up and softly cupping my cheek. Better get a fucking CG. Think. Glad, but instead of till death do us part, can you just say forever? Shungen's eyes widened lightly at my reply, and he laughed with a small shake of his shoulders. Don't laugh. I'm being serious. I don't ever want to be separated from you. Not even in death. You're stuck with me, bitch. Now I know. I'm sorry, but I'm glad. Look at him blushing. He's adorable. When our foreheads touched, Shungen let out a breath. So happy. From the bottom of my heart to hear you say those words to me. Like I've used up a lifetime's worth of happiness just being here with you. What are you talking about? We're only going to be happier from here on out. We're not Genji anymore. It's just Spacey and Shungen. The Genji name gone, all that remains is the love we have for each other. As long as we have that, I'm happy. You'll continue to give me your love then? You won't need me to give it to you, though. You'll find it everywhere. It's overflowing. I'm gonna fucking die. I got diabetes from that. It's so cute. I love it. When I said that, Shungen flashed a warm, joyous smile. And then you can take my love, too. Now and forever. We're disgustingly cute. I'm gonna vomit. Shungen whispered and traced my lips with his thumb. I couldn't avert my gaze from his eyes, close enough that I could see my reflection. Of course, you better provide every day. Hell yeah, wait for it. There we go. Oh, it's adorable. I was like, that's right, we get a CG. Oh, our little kissy CG. As soon as I answered, our lips met, because the other one was sort of like he kissed us that one time, but it wasn't really a kiss CG, so. My heart was swelling, filled with joy in that eternal, tenderly sweet moment. I love you. Love you too. As the words were still fresh on my lips, I felt a deep heat welling from inside. Shungen's kisses grew deeper, and I felt myself struggling to keep up with him, yet I didn't want to let go. When I did start to feel this sweet numbness, when did I start to feel this sweet numbness whenever Shungen touches me? We were just kids, his touch made me feel safe. But now, something more. Oh. Look at how giant his eyes are. Like, kind of adorable. You're cute. I just want to spoil you more and more. You already do, Shungen. That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is, I want to love you more as a woman. Oh, wow. Whoa! Shungen's fingers traced my neck, and my body twitched in response. I'm not moaning. Look, don't act too cute. I've been holding back much more of this, and I'm not sure I'll be able to stop. Well, sand is going to get in my ass crack, and I'm not going to enjoy that, so let's not. The sweetness in Shungen's voice increased, and he brought his face closer to mine. I couldn't help but look away, flushed at the sight of his burning gaze. Shungen, that face is not fair. Not fair? What do you mean? Give me that look. I don't know what to do. Huh. That could be a problem. Because this is the face I make whenever I'm thinking about you. I guess you'll just have to get used to it. But that's alright. Plenty of time. We're free now. So what do you want to do next? Be whatever you want. I've got some ideas. I wrote them down. Just kidding. The last time I asked, you said you wanted to train, take a walk in the mountains, and see the ocean, right? Shungen asked, thinking back on the last time we thought about our future. You remembered. But come to think of it, I think we've already done all those things. Oh, how about a tour of the country? Country? You mean like going on a trip? Well, we've already been to Hirayazumi. What if we went even further north? If I could, I'd like to see what lies across the sea. There are probably a lot of interesting things to find out there. Exploring the world with Shungen, wouldn't that be fun? Would. Back in Kurama, we always talked about seeing the outside world. And now we can make that dream come true. Me, together. Shungen laughed and stood up, extending his hand towards me. If that's the case, we should start preparing now. That way we'll be ready to leave as soon as we get our strength back. Well, in that case, let's get moving! I took Shungen's hand and stood up. We made eye contact, our arms naturally intertwined. Wonder what's beyond the sea. I don't know, but we can find out together. Sweet. Beyond the ocean that stretched far into the distance, that's where we would go. The sun rose prominently over the horizon. Together we walked hand in hand down the sandy beach. I mean, depending on which side of the island you're on, it's probably frickin' like California, but I don't think California existed at that point, so. I mean, technically, but it wasn't California, you know what I mean? Like, the land existed, but not the place. Well, you know what I mean. Album. All right. Images. Images. Ah! Tell me more. Hi, bird. I know. Yeah, we're just missing that one. Okay. And is this one of the ones that, hold on. It's dark in here. I don't know. I like it when it doesn't, This one is a cute one. Oh, good. It just... Okay, cool. Aw, that one's sweet. I like sometimes some of these ones better than I like our kissy CGs. Pinning him down. Oh, he's happy about it. And shocked. Happy. And then he's shocked again. But then also happy. That one's cute. She looked so cute in that outfit. Like, I'm sorry. It's just adorable. So different than, like, any other time. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, let's do. Shungen pinning us up against a wall. Notatsune did that too. What's it with these little saucer-eyed boys pinning us up against walls? I mean, okay, so, like, I'm not usually... Again, like I said, the childhood friend route. Because he does get a little clingy toward the end, a little slightly possessive, but it's not in a... Like, they usually start off that way. You're mine and I'll do anything and I'll protect you. And you're like, I'm going to need you to lay the fuck off. He kind of got a little bit like that at the end, but I don't think it was really in a bad way. And I think it was kind of more understandable. Still a little like, well, I'm going to need you to simmer down a little. But, like, I don't know, his route was done well for a childhood friend. You know what I mean? He wasn't super clingy, possessive. He wasn't like, I have to protect you. Oh my god, you're too stupid to breathe. He trusted us, but you know what I mean? Still wanted to protect us. Like, you know. Yeah, like, so this was kind of like the kissy moment, but it wasn't really a kiss. So, like, you know. But, like, look at those saucy bedroom eyes, you bastard. But, like, I don't know. I mean, I think his route was done well, you know, for the childhood friend kind of trope thing. I did like it. But again, I do think there was a lot of things in this that made me, like, just kind of begrudgingly, like, not a fan. Like, there were so many times where I'm like, God damn it, I'm resentful of Shungen and I'm mad at him about stuff, and there was no reason to be. I really like this CG. I mean, I know it's like, this is our kiss one, but, like, I don't know, that other woman's, like, freaking cute. So adorable. Is that it? That's all. Okay, wow. We went through our CGs fast. Well, maybe we'll do our kiss one at the end of the last one, but I love this one. I don't know. This just feels like them. Yeah, I didn't dislike this route, but I do think it's probably my least favorite. I think it's just because, like, I don't I like the twist, but it took a lot of agency away from us. And like, I know that was to give Shungen more power, but at the same time, it's like Benkei's route, right? Like Noritsune and us, we're kind of on the same level, so we do the same thing. So like, it was very evenly matched. You know what I mean? And we had to fight against each other, and like everything just kind of like flowed naturally. It was beautiful. It was like fucking so far the best route in this damn game. Benkei's route was really good. Benkei isn't my favorite love interest, but I went through the whole route like, I really did love this, and it's really sweet, and I just came out the end like, oh my god, whatever. You know, solid route. Nordatsune's is still the best. But I feel like this one's just on the bottom, because like, too many times I was like, just frustrated with it, with just what they did. Like, I get it, and it's a brilliant story twist with like, oh my god, he's actually the Genji heir and we're just kind of, but like, and the drama in it, like props for that, because like, you just felt all like angsty and like, but now I'm angry and like, what the fuck? And like, it's good. It's brilliant writing. But I don't know. Part of it also is like, oh, well then like everything that, in Benkei's route, everything that made you special still makes you special. You're still there. He's still supporting you. He's still protecting you when you need it. You protect him and everything's great. And he's still just like, you're awesome, but like we're equals. You know what I mean? And in this is more like, yeah, Shungen kind of, but they took away what made you special. And then I don't know. There's just something about that just, I don't know if I like. I know that like now you have to think about every single route in the game that this is the truth. Because they wouldn't tell you, and then it's like, well, it's not the truth in any. You might not find out in any other route, but you know that that's the truth now. You know what I mean? But then it also does set it up because, like, I mean, they kind of set it up in Benkei's, right? If you think about it, because we're like freaking Tomomori being like, you have the same power we do, and I don't think that he's gonna be our brother, but like step grand. Well, the weird thing is, the step grandma was the one who wanted to save us. And yet, she wouldn't have had this power because, like, how would Tomomori and Shigehiro have gone? You know what I mean? But there's something going on there with her, and she knew some kind of secret, and we're somehow, like, we could have been a Heike child, and they just kind of chucked us over to, like, oh, well, it's another baby, and, like, whatever. You know. And our mother's not our mother, but that doesn't mean that Kiyomori didn't have, like, some kind of bitch on the side from his wife, and then, like, we're secret affair baby or some shit, and that's why step-grandma chucked us away. Or we're Tomomori and Shigehiro's, like, aunt or some shit. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there could be a relationship there. Cousins, like, distant cousins, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so that kind of leaves it open. And it is now there's, like, this mystery of where you came from type thing, which I guess I kind of do like that, but I don't know. Like, the whole, like, I don't know. So it's just not my favorite because there was a lot of things in it that I'm not 100% on. I don't hate it, but I also didn't like, yeah! It's like, oh, wait, it made me upset about it. I'll get over it. But I don't know, like, just because there were so many times where it was just like, I feel resentful to freaking Shungen now, and it's not even his fault. And that's a me problem. That, like, it just does put it kind of at the bottom still for me. Like, even though at the end everything's great, and every time Shungen shows up, it's like, no, nothing about Shungen's wrong. It's everything else around that's just frustrating about it, you know? Plus the recycling the same, like, escape answer that they did in Nordatsune's route. It's like, I mean, come on, you couldn't have, I mean, like, it works, but, like, I still feel like you recycled that from Nordatsune's route, and then it takes away a little bit, you know? So I don't really think it's Shungen's route fault. Like, the route itself, overall, is still really good. But I do think it's my least favorite, just because there were so many things about it that I was just like, I don't know if I like this. And I'll get over it. Like, still solid. You know, I actually did like Benkei's route better. Just, I don't know. But anyway, like, but no, I mean, yeah, like, for Benkei and Shungen being like, they're like my least favorites, and sometimes you can appreciate a route, but you're like, I wouldn't replay it or whatever because of my least favorite love interest. But these ones are so much better, I feel like. This game is so much better than other ones we've played where, like, I'm not interested into this love interest at all. And then, but yet the route somehow is, like, still, like, you're like, the route's good, but I'm not, but these ones just, like, catch you. Like, even though I'm not into Benkei and Shungen as love interests, Like you're like, oh my god, though, stop it, and you get so into it that you're like, I'm not into them as love interests, but I'm into the route and the romance happening here, and like you forget that they're not, you know what I mean, that you're not into them because you get so into the route because the writing's that good and just the things that happen, like you know what I mean, the things they say and the way the love interest is. Where other games you're like, oh, that's really cute and all, but I'm still not into them. Like I don't know. I just felt like I got a little more into it and I just was a little more invested in them as characters and love interests than in other characters that I'm not as into. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, if you go into a game and you're like, not my favorite love interest, the route can still be good and you could still be like, I enjoy it for what it is, but they're still not my favorite at the end of the day. Like, whatever. But these ones are just so good that you kind of forget you're not interested in the love interest when the romance shit's happening. You're like, no, wait, I'm not into this love interest, but I'm totally here for this right now. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks you in so much that you forget that these are not the love interests you're into. Like, so props for that. But anyway, we'll do the bad endings and the unnormal ending and whatever other endings in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.